Good morning and welcome to My Left Ear. I'm Carrie Freeman. It's Friday, October 21st, and I've been away for about 11 or 12 days on a little mini vacation, so thank you for your patience. I did not lose one subscriber, which was very exciting. Now, this YouTube channel is a liberal-leaning political channel where I do psychic commentary on politics and some other things. I talk about something called good evidence, which is based on a book I wrote that's very positive, and I do quotes at the end, and welcome, all right? So what I do when I'm not doing YouTube is I call myself a change agent. I help people make changes, and I do it through therapeutic hypnosis. There's a video on that. I do it through intuitive psychic coaching, and that's a very special process that reaps really good benefits, and there's a video about that below in the description section. And I am an author, so I do talk about my books online, and that info on my books, The Comics Daughter and Good Evidence, are below and above in the community section. And lastly, I have a Patreon channel now that I'm teaching the runes each show once a week, but then the second part of it is I'm doing something completely different where I'm telling stories about celebrities where I've had the personal experiences, and none of it is dishy or nasty. It's fun stuff. So there you go. And certainly my email, if you want to contact me about my work or sessions, it's below in description and it's above in the community section. All right, here we go. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please like and please subscribe. So I've been away, and not really away, I've been home, but I've had nonstop company, and I really haven't been able to absorb the news. I've been catching pieces of it, but I wanted to come on and reconnect with you guys. So I did like 3 or 4 rune readings, and I'm just gonna start with those so that I can bring you some information. You know what I realized? Well, you know what? I do have this. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can read for a minute. My eyes are a little fuzzy and then my glasses are a little dirty. Okay, so as always, I went with my sort of intuition, and I asked the runes, the oracle runes, in 23, will Roe versus Wade be restored and codified? So it's good, okay? I'm just gonna tell you it's good. I got the rune of protection. So protection tells us control of emotions is the issue here. And it's a very emotional issue, right? Roe v. Wade, very emotional. So in times of transition and shifts in life course, it's important not to collapse into high emotions. So we have to keep our cool. There are new opportunities and challenges with this rune. It's typical. So it says, it advises, remain mindful that timely, right action is key, as well as correct conduct. And it ends with, you will progress. We've got 2 more runes. The second rune is the rune of possessions. And the word associated with possessions, believe it or not, is nourishment. It is a rune of fulfillment, ambition satisfied, rewards received. Good news, good evidence. The message is to conserve what has already been gained. So I don't know if it's conserve. I'm just going to continue on. That sentence is a little odd because this is a good rune. Vigilance and continual mindfulness are key. Do not behave recklessly and enjoy your good fortune. So it is connected to protection because it is also saying keep calm, all right? And then we have the rune separation. Separation, retreat, inheritance, okay? And it says, old skins must shed, which means the new law set in motion by this awful Supreme Court must be shed, okay? There is a peeling away now, all right? And my left ear says it's a peeling away of pro-life laws. This is a rune of acquisition and benefits. The rune of separation, this rune, will free you to become more truly who you are. The message is freedom. And when we codify, I'm not saying if, when we say codify Roe v. Wade, bring it back to sanity, there will be freedom. You know, I picked a clarifier on this one. And the clarifier was great because very literal. The clarifier was the rune gateway. And the big message with gateway, and I don't need to go into the depth of it, it's because it says it all. Gateway represents the end and it represents the beginning. It's so positive for this question. So it's the end of Alito and his posse of lousy Supreme Court justices and the beginning. So I feel very confident in telling you that Roe v. Wade is going to get codified again. And, you know, it could be a year, but it's going to get codified in 23. This reading is really great. So that's good evidence. And then, you know, what's funny is my second question really relates to the first question, because Roe v. Wade can't get codified unless the Dems, you know, are in power. But I did ask it anyway. How will the Democrats do in 22 midterms? So the first rune I got was the rune of partnership, which is kind of interesting. And partnership represents a gift. A partnership, so it tells us and you, a partnership of some kind is at hand in all areas. This is a notice not to collapse yourself into that union. It indicates a greater union. And I tell you what my left ear suggested. It may seem impossible today, but some of GOP members might move over to want to work with the Democrats and cooperate. They may start realizing, oh my God, we've got a felon for an ex-president that we've been supporting. So that's just added by my left ear when I say that. There is no reverse to partnership. It is the gift of freedom from which all other gifts flow. Good news, right? And then once again, I got the rune of separation, which when you hear it, it sounds bad. Separation, retreat, inheritance. Inheritance. Old skins must shed. Again, that message is. There is a peeling away. And my left ear wrote of pro-life laws. This is a rune of acquisition and benefits, like I told you before. And this rune of separation will free you to become more truly who you are. So once again, freedom. And then the gateway again. So then I got joy. Joy. This is a fruit-bearing rune. The term of travail, and my screen just blew up, which happens sometimes, as you know, if you watch me. The term of travail has ended, will end, and you will have come to yourself in some regard. Joy, joy, the rune of joy releases blocked energy, and light pierces the clouds. It is also called Wunjo or Wunjo. It's a rune of restoration. So this is restoration of the self properly aligned with the self. So the Dems, you know, I want to say that I'm being careful watching MSNBC and, you know, certainly not Fox or Newsmax or anything, because there's an odd little, I don't know what it is. I guess it's to make money and get people to watch, but there's like a panic. The way they frame things, the way they talk things, they almost say when the GOP wins the House. I mean, we don't know yet, but they almost say that. And so it's not positive. And I don't listen or watch Steve Kornacki. Pretty nice guy. He knows his numbers. But I think we're all in danger of buying into the polls. I think we just have to keep our eye on the ball and go forward. And you know, this is a moment for me to say this, and it's just common sense. The Democrats will not win everything they want. We're going to get a few people in here that are awful. We may get Carrie Lake. We may get Ron DeSantis back. I will do runes again on those, but not today. And so I just want to say, as long as the Dems have the House and the Senate, and these extremists will try to infiltrate, but little by little, there's going to be this sort of fading away. And we will continue with this conversation. So then I did another rune, which something that I feel is very representative of the world. And it's representative a little bit with women in the United States. And that has to do with Iran. The women of Iran are demonstrating and protesting about wearing the jihad. What is it? The jihad. Okay. And I want to know a little bit more about that because some are risking their lives. One brave young woman has died, and the situation around her death is very murky. I don't think it was natural causes or illness. But it's good. It's good for the women of Iran. Their signals reversed. Okay, so initially it says they may be concerned over what appears to be failed communication, and certainly right now it is. A sense of futility may occur. This is understandable. This just began. But what is happening is timely. This is the moment for cleansing out the clogged well. And the women of Iran are saying enough is enough. And it advises to them, consider the uses of adversity, which will come up in the runes as advice. And then I wrote equals opportunity. Now, the next rune was fertility. This rune is an urge towards harmonizing. It marks a time of joyous deliverance, which indicates they're going to win. The women are going to win. They have the strength to achieve their goal. There will be a completion. And lastly, for the Iran women, wholeness, the rune of wholeness. And it's about life force and the sun's energy. It's about the impulse towards self-realization, which these women are working towards. And it indicates the path they must follow. They must. This is karmic. This is their time. It is a rune of great power, and it marks a regeneration down to the cellular level. Now, I didn't put a time on this, and I don't know the time, how this is going to evolve, but this is very positive for the women of Iran. And I think indicative energetically for the women of the United States. Now, my last rune has to do with Arizona. I am fascinated with the Arizona governor candidate, Katie Hobbs, who's a Democrat. And Katie Hobbs is refusing to debate Carrie Lake publicly. I'm included in the people that think this is a poor idea, that it makes her look weak, and there's all kinds of advice out there. She has an opportunity to publicly denounce this insane woman named Carrie Lake, but she's not. So I was curious. All right, so I got opening, the rune of opening, which is renewed clarity, dispelling darkness that has shrouded some area of life. And it's about seriousness of intent. And I think her refusal to debate, which she doesn't want to debate a nut job, but honestly, she must. So there's a weakness in here. There's a weakness in here. So it's up to Katie to change her mind. And a lot of people are coming forward, like Michael Steele and all kinds, saying, you got to do this. And the runes say, and this is interesting, if you, but I mean she, have been operating in the dark, there is now enough light to see that the patient on the table is you. So this is about Katie failing to recognize the moment and the importance. But then I got partnership, the gift. And it says some form of partnership is at hand. And this is what my left ear thinks. Someone powerful in the Democratic Party, or formerly, could be Obama, we don't know, may show up and support her and try to gin up the votes for her. That's what I think about the partnership. But the partnership is called the gift of freedom, which flow all other gifts. She may get support. She may get somebody that steps in to try to help her. However, the final rune is signals reversed. And it says, you may be concerned over failed communication. She may feel inhibited to accept the advice that's offered, which is to show up. I don't feel good about Arizona, but I'm gonna throw runes on Carrie Lake way before November 8th, so do not worry. And then the rest of this, because I've been so busy and I haven't been able to really study and do my usual detailed outline, I have some observations that I'm just going to share with you from me. E. Jean Carroll, woman who was formerly an editor and had a column at Mademoiselle for many, many years, has a defamation case against Donald Trump because he raped her in a high-end store in New York. She still has the dress. The dress still has the stains on it. So now she's going after him. There's a new law in New York that enables her to do this. He was deposed. We do not know what 45 said in that deposition, but he was deposed. And all I want to say is E. Jean Carroll's attorneys, who are like the best attorneys on the planet, are asking for his DNA sample. And of course, that's going to be fought like crazy. But I want to tell you, I think she's going to get the DNA sample. My left ear thinks she's going to get the DNA sample. And a little word about Kevin McCarthy, who's nauseating, but I must say that. They have to talk about the GOP taking the House of Representatives. They have to. And so Kevin McCarthy is bloviating, and he feels very confident about becoming the next Speaker of the House, replacing Nancy Pelosi. And if so, he states he no longer wants to support Ukraine, wants to end that. And what that actually means is that Kevin McCarthy is just bleeping dumb. He's stupid, because Ukraine and winning affects us, it affects Europe, and it's crucial. And the fact that he doesn't realize how interconnected this is amazing. It means he's very stupid about global affairs, and some of the experts are calling him an isolationist. All right, enough with him. He's awful. Now there's an audio released about Donald Trump, and in it he admits to knowing that the documents that he stole were classified. It is very serious offense, and the fact that he admitted it. All right, so I mixed these up a little bit, so I'm gonna just move on here. That this is the first I've heard of it, and I heard it yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, I'm very impressed with this. I have been wondering what in the world happened to Mike Bloomberg after Biden, won the nomination. And Mike Bloomberg just spent, sitting down, $60 million on midterms for the local elections, because these local elections are everything. And that's the Secretary of State, the governor, blah, blah, blah. And so these states for the locals need money, and I'm glad Mike Bloomberg did this. I don't know if you know this, but Iran is helping Russia, and they are helping Russia launch more drones that have better lethality. And this is happening even though the Russians are losing. They are now dependent on Iran, and they will win. The Russians will lose. Delete, delete, delete what I just said. Ukraine is going to prevail. Let me just repeat that again, since I just made a mistake. Ukraine is going to prevail. My left ear. All right. Now, the people like, I don't know, all these experts like Andrew Weissman, Neil Katyal, they're talking about charges for Trump. And what's happening, maybe even in the last week, is they are saying that the most serious charge is, below treason, is seditious conspiracy. And there is a rumor right now that the GOP, the DOJ, you see I haven't had enough sleep yet. The DOJ has enough evidence. And then the other is defrauding the government, and it goes on and on. But I just wanted to say that seditious conspiracy for Trump, it's on the table. It's really big, my friends. Now I'm just gonna throw in, this isn't in order, but I'm gonna throw in my current issue, Carrie's current issue. There are no laws for extremists or domestic terrorism. We need it badly. We need to introduce this into Congress when we can pass it. It's really bad. All right, now, last thing is that former President Trump lashed out at Judge Carter, who I believe is in California. Judge Carter found out that Trump knowingly pushed false claims of voter fraud with numbers while fighting his loss to Joe Biden. The Judge Carter ordered pro-Trump attorney John Eastman, who's also a criminal, to turn over dozens of documents to the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot. So the emails demonstrate an effort by ex-President Trump and his attorneys to press false claims in federal court for the purposes of delaying the January 6th and Judge Carter, this is very serious, this is federal, is sending all of this information, all of the texts to the January 6th committee. Things are heating up for Donald Trump. I know that people have been saying that, but they really are. And my last show, I think it was the last one, I just came out and said, look, I think Trump is going to get his first indictment after the midterms and before Thanksgiving. Okay? My left ear, I'm getting it and I'm not fighting it. So I think that's a real possibility. We will see. And now we're coming to the end where I do the good evidence and the quote or quotes. And so none of you have seen this top on me, but the top is a dress, and it's like my other dress that's red and ridiculously bright with the poppies. And I went into I brought my sister-in-law into that store because I knew it had the kind of clothes she would like, and she's a fashionista. And they had this one dress left. Now the backstory is that I drive by this store almost every day. It's on a corner in my little neighborhood. So on the corner, they put out samples of what they're selling and blah, blah, blah. So this was on the corner. I was driving, oh man, I really like that dress. It's just like my other one, but boy, I could do some things with it that aren't as dressy, and just privately liking it. So we went into the store. I said to my sister-in-law, what do you think of this? She goes, oh my God, I love it. Try it on. And the woman who worked in the store said, you bought that other one. And my sister-in-law said, we need to get this for you. I want you to have this dress. So my sister-in-law bought this dress for me. It's just like the other one, just crinkly dress. You wash it and you tie it up and you dry it, and it comes out crinkly, and it's supposed to come out crinkly. And it's great for traveling. And today I have gray tennis shoes on with it. So I'm casual with it today. It's a slouchy dress today, but it's good evidence. And this quote was sent to me by Debbie, who is a subscriber. And I wanted to, now it's by Joan Boysenko, and she is a best-selling author, Joan Boysenko, with what? All things spiritual and manifestation and all this stuff that we end up talking about. So Joan said, it's not really political. If our actions stem from honesty, kindness, caring, and vision, then no matter what the result of our efforts, we have added something of value to our souls and to the world. And in reading this to you, because we're on the brink and we don't know which way things are going to go, no matter how many readers you watch, the Democrats and Joe Biden have added tremendous value, I think, to the world. And Ukraine would not be getting the kind of support that they are if it wasn't for Joe Biden and the Democrats for the most part. So thank you, Debbie. I hope you're watching, or I hope you will watch. And for my Patreon people, because I've been away and I know it, I owe you, I'm going to do a Patreon this weekend with the runes. And that is patreon.com/Carrie Freeman. You know, you could join for a month and see if you like it. Just saying. So I'll see you soon. I'll see you the early part of next week for the My Left Ear stuff. And I'll see you this weekend for Patreon. And again, it's good to see you, and make peace, make good memories every day on the street. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.